and continue with importance of training and 5-step instructional design, and we will end with application of training. About case summary, the Huntington Ingalls is the industry that is the American largest military shipbuilding company, and this company provide the professional service for military and other industry and government. We also have an introduction video for you. Okay, as you can see, this industry provide professional training for employees that to do the work and very hard stuff. Okay, and with the management of Mike Peter, he is the president and CEO of Huntington Ingalls. They have 5 core values which consist of integrity, safety, honesty, engagement, responsibility, and performance. They believe that these things will this value. They believe that putting this value to will create a long-term benefit for the employee, customer, provider, and other community. And to me, the motto, hard stuff done right, Huntington Ingalls have a commitment to be careful in hiring employee and training them. As you can see from the video that the work and the job that they need to do is very special and quite tough and difficult job. So they need to be specific on the job of training, and some of jobs that require technical skill and physical strength to do that. Okay, as you can see that they have a motto. If they know, also they know that the job is very difficult, right? But they have an image and thinking that the talent they want to develop talent for initiative that ensure that this employee can perform that job with drive. Okay, and this is a job that they do now is a variety of internal workforce development program of Huntington Ingalls. And the employee also work according to the United States and around the world. Okay, and this is about the case. The cases talk about apprenticeship program, one program of them. This program have training period 4 to 8 years, and they have 2 programs that set place. First, they set place in Newport News, Virginia shipbuilding facility. The program covers 19 trade and 8 advanced program. Another place is setting place at Mississippi, and the detail is cover 13 trade. And they have instructor around 130 persons. The people, the employee that's going to training program with them the company will pay salary 40 hours a week, including on the job and class. At the beginning of the year, this employee will earn 35 grand and up to 58 grand when the program finished. And sorry. And for this one is not, they no need to repay or pay back the company. And they also have a master shipbuilder, around 1,400 master shipbuilder. In this case, master shipbuilder is mean the people that work with the company more than 40 years and they develop them. For the instructor of Huntington Ingalls, some numbers come from master shipbuilder as well. And the technology that they use to training the employee is augmented reality. Okay, next is about importance of training. Let's see first why training is very important to the organization. Okay, training is the thing that organization plan to help employee acquire job-related knowledge, skill, ability, and behavior. Training can be in many forms, and it will be benefit the organization when training is motivate employee and linked to the organization need. And because training is important, it is necessary for organization to provide training that effective for the employee. An effective training program will level up employee skill and help organization and finally help them to achieve the goal too. And one tool that we can enhance to effective training is learning management system, or we call short term is LMS. Some of you might quite familiar with many on Blackboard, Edmodo, and Moodle. LMS is like a application of health and administration and develop and delivery company training program. The benefit of use LMS is make training program more widely and sadly company costs as well, because the company can do this training online. Okay, and we will continue with 5 steps of instructional design. The step of instructional design is the process of systematically develop training to meet a specific need. Okay, then 5 of them are need assessment, and second is readiness for training. Third is planning training program. 4th, implement training program, and 5 is evaluate result of training. The first step is need assessment. Need assessment is a process of evaluate organization, individual, employee, and the task of that employee, and to determine what kind of training that necessary for the organization. There are considered questions that help indicate that need. First is about organization analysis. The organization have to know what is the goal of them. For example, like if the organization have a customer and they want to serve a niche customer, they may provide training that make the employee good in that skill. Or if the organization in the run of, maybe they want to downsize the employee, they may find a training that help support the remain employee to do that the job that they have to handle more. Second is like a personal analysis. This one is like who that they need to train. May do the performance of that employees come from lack knowledge or skill or ability or not, or these employees are ready to training or not. And the last one is task analysis. This process it help identify tasks, knowledge, skill, and behavior that training should emphasize. Okay, and the second stage is about readiness for training. Readiness for training is a combination of employee characteristic and positive work environment. For employee characteristic is like an ability or an eager to learn of that employee. The thing that employee needs for characteristic may be the cognitive ability, and the manager can be the one that help motivate that employees as well, may be influenced by the ready attitude or giving a reward for them. And for positive work environment, this one is made the environment that encourage the employee to learn. And it divides into the 2 things. First is situational constraint. This thing is like limit training effectiveness that come from the situation or the condition within the organization. For example, maybe lack of time or money or no proper tool or material for training. Another one is social support. So the social support means two kinds of support. One come from manager and one come from the peers. Whether the manager know the training that benefit to the employee and they allow and willing the employee to learn, or the peer maybe they can encourage each other to go to training. Okay, after we know the need of organization and readiness of employee, the third step is planning training program. And this will help organization to find the program that directly related to need identify. First, the organization need to think that objective of the program. The objective of the program that they will train the employee must be clear and declare what employee are expected to do. They also need to set a standard performance that will be measured and identify the result that need to reach the desired performance. Also, they need to avoid discrimination in both intentionally and unintentionally. For example, like the sexual, like some training that excludes women or excludes elderly is not good. Second thing is the company need to think that the outsource and in-house and outsourcing is about the training that provided by the organization or they want outsource to come and teach. And if they want outsource to come, the company may need to find the outsourcing that have a reliability, and this one may cost the company quite expensive to do. Okay, and the last thing is a choice of training method. To choose the training method, the company need to think that this method that they use to training the employee relevant to organization need or not, or the content or relate to organization objective or not. They need to ensure that the budget that they invest in that training is worth, and how the training will be conducted. And the method that used should be suitable for course, content, and the learning ability of that participant. And after that, my friend will explain about the training method. There's several training methods for you.
Okay, next we're going to talk about the training method. Actually, there are numbers of effective training methods which can help employees to do the job better. And today we're going to discuss 9 of them, which is classroom instruction, computer-based training, on-the-job training simulation, business game and case study, behavior modeling, experiential program, team training, and action learning. And as you can see at the picture, the most popular one is instructor-led classroom or classroom training, and the next one is the blend. It is the combination between each method, which we will gonna discuss it one by one. For the first one, the classic one is classroom instruction or classroom training. I think everybody already know this method because I believe that everyone in this classroom has ever experienced classroom training. There are a lot of advantages and disadvantages. For the first one, advantages. It is an effective method to present in a large group, and it is we can ensure that everybody can get the same information at the same time, and it is cost effective. And the next one is disadvantages. The disadvantages is sometimes it's not interactive, or sometimes the success of this method is mostly depend on instructor or the lecturer. And to schedule the classroom training is maybe difficult if the training is come from the different location. The next one is computer-based training, and computer-based training is more widely because of better technology. And in this method, we will have two sub-issues. The first one is e-learning. I think almost all of you familiar with this word, right? E-learning is receiving training through internet or organization intranet. And the advantages of e-learning is it is effective training across the multiple locations, and because of this, the company can save a lot of travel expense. And because it is self-learning, so it is easy for the trainee to learn by themselves. And the next one is the electronic performance support system, or we call it EPSS. The EPSS is the computer application that provide access to information and expert advice. So when problem occurs, the employee can use EPSS to find a solution and can solve the unfamiliar tasks. And to make you more understand about the EPSS, I have video clip to show you. Okay, let's take a look.
An electronic performance support system, or EPSS, is an interactive job aid that provides users step-by-step instructions on a procedure. Electronic performance support systems help organizations reduce the cost of training while increasing productivity and performance. These interactive job aids can empower Coast Guardsmen to perform tasks with a minimal amount of external intervention. All of the Coast Guard's electronic performance support systems are available via a web-based catalog. Specifically, the Fast Response Cutter portal features EPSSs for 15 cutter engineering systems. Every electronic performance support system has 6 major components. This structure makes the electronic performance support system optimal for engineers to familiarize themselves with onboard systems, research technical documents, perform preventative maintenance tasks, troubleshoot and repair systems on board the cutter. To ensure configuration management quality assurance, each procedure is directly hyperlinked to its applicable maintenance procedure card. An electronic performance support system focuses all available resources and discloses necessary information precisely when needed. Some complex tasks contain many steps or require calculations. The electronic performance support system features various embedded tools, such as calculators and mini training videos, which eliminate the potential for human error in the performance of a task. The electronic performance support system enhances mission readiness by improving engineers' performance, increasing their ability to accomplish specific tasks, decreasing the amount of supervisory time required, decreasing system downtime, and decreasing the amount of training required.
Sorry. Okay. The next one is on the job training, and I believe that many companies use this on the job training in their company, my company as well. It is a training method which a person with job experience and skill that can guide the trainees in practicing job and skill at the workplace. This on-the-job training is the earliest form of training which uses the observational learning concept. It means that the trainees will observe the trainer with some guidance and observe their action and adapt into their work. And it was supported by the formal classroom training. And the next one. On-the-job training can be divided into 2 forms. The first form is apprenticeship, and the next form is internship. But what difference between these 2 forms? Look at the apprenticeship first. The apprenticeship is work study training method that teach job skill through the combination between classroom training and on-the-job training. Mostly it's sponsored by individual company, and the period is usually about 1 to 6 years. The benefit of the apprenticeship is the ability to earn an income while learning, and it is effective method because of intense of practice. But for the internship, I think all of you maybe experienced this before when you are studying at the bachelor degree. Internship is a period of work experience that offered by an organization for a limited of time period. which mostly supported by educational institute. And if you look at the period, it is less than apprenticeship, which is about less than 1 year. Mostly it is about 1 to 3 months. And the benefit of internship are the ability to earn real world experience, and it can boost the long-term prospect of their career for the trainee. For the next one is simulator. Simulator is a training technique that represents a real-life situation which trainee can make decisions and see the result from what they make. So it allows trainee to answer the question, if I do this, what's gonna happen? And it enables trainees to see the impact of their action in a risk-free environment. Mostly, trainees can participate simulator by creating an avatar which they can manipulate on screen, and they can design the avatar what to do and see the result of the action. And because of a better technology today, we have virtual reality or VR, which is a computer-based technology that provides an interactive 3D learning experience, which is quite good for many occupations. And the next one, my friend will explain to you.
Business games and case studies are another type of training methods that are used to train employees. Case studies include detailed description of a situation that are designed to develop order thinking skills and management skills of employees. Business games are fun and interesting that keeps employees engaged. Also, the employee is able to exercise his skills more freely and try experimenting new things. It also stimulates learning because the training actively involves participants who have to come together to discuss about the case of the process in the game and mirror the competitive nature of the game. Some of the examples of business games that are available in the market are Innov 8, Sol Seller, and many more. Behavior modeling is the act of showing employees how to do something and guiding them through the process of imitating the modeled behavior. This involves training sessions that are shown what is the correct way of doing something, and then letting them practice, and then also giving them the feedback. Experiential program is the process of learning through experience and is more specifically designed as learning through reflection on doing. This program is related to specific business problems. Participants should feel challenged and keep their motivation strong. Team building can help to build trust and cooperation among workers. An example of experiential program is the adventure learning that uses challenging and structured outdoor activities. Team training is when many team building exercises are aimed to expose and address interpersonal problems within the group. It helps to build effective working relationship, also reduces team members' role ambiguity, and find solutions to team problems. There are 3 types of team trainings. First, cross training is when team members understand and participate each other's skills so that they are prepared to step in and take another member's place. Second, coordination training is when the team training teaches the team how to share information and make decisions to obtain the best team performance. Lastly, team leader training is when the skills are necessary for effectively leading the organization's team. This is the last training method, which is action learning. It is a process of learning. It is a process that involves a small group working on real problems, taking actions, and learning as individuals, as a team, and as an organization. It starts with analyzing the problem, and then visualizing and making plans, and then implementing the solution, and lastly, evaluating.
For implementing the training program, the principle of learning should make trainee understand about learning objective clearly, provide material using familiar terms, concept and example to easy to memorize and understanding, and also should help trainee link the subject matter to their job because most employees are likely to learn when training is linked to their current job experience and task. Effective learning for trainers should provide ways that make trainees practice repeatedly, do complete tasks in time. The practice requires physically carrying out the desired behaviors, not just describing them. Trainees should learn via activities such as role-playing, operating machinery to apply the skill on the job. Moreover, they should practice several sessions rather than one long practice session because it tends to do better. Training sessions should have feedback to make trainee understand that they are succeeding or not. Trainer may record video during training and then show the video to indicate behavior trainee do or do not match the objective of the training, and trainer should explain how to improve. However, if the trainee do well, trainee should be praised. Next, for transfer of training. Transfer of training enable employees to apply the skill learned in their training on the job, and training transfer is performed in certain activities before, during, and after the training session that enable employees to be more effectively and quickly apply the skill learned in training back on the job. There are three key conditions to support the transfer of training. So first is social support. So what the organization manager should do is emphasize the importance of the training, encourage their employees to attend the training program, and lastly is to demonstrate the connection between training program and real job requirements. And second is technical support. Is that to help people to acquire and share more information. Some example are electronic performance support system or online database tools. And lastly is self-management. What trainees should do is set goal of using skill behavior on the job, identify condition under which they might fail to use the skill and behavior, and identify the consequence of both negative and positive of using skill or behavior. For measuring the result of training, there are three types. First, they are goal-based. Second, process-based, and lastly, the outcome-based. Goal-based evaluate measure of if the objective have been achieved, and process-based evaluation analyze strength and weakness. Outcome-based evaluate exam broader impact and often investigate and greater good will serve as a result of the program or objective. Potential evaluation methods are test participation, data collection, financial report performance for others. Next is application of training. There are two applications of training which are orientation and onboarding. Orientation or training are designed to prepare employees to perform their job effectively and learn about their organization and establish work relationship. And onboarding, as the name said, is ongoing process that aim to prepare the new employee for full participation in organization, and is a much longer, more involved process than orientation. So the difference are shown here as how long it is that orientation tend to be shorter for 1 day of your first employment, and onboarding can be up to a year, 2 years depending. And what you learn in orientation is that the organizational guideline, policy, and other informational, but onboarding is the specific job related information. And what do you do in orientation, or that you learn the company basis and the paperwork, the payroll benefit, the basic stuff, and the onboarding you learn about your own specific role, and you build relationship. You also provide feedback. And where you usually learn orientation is usually maybe online or in a conference like the first day, and onboarding maybe depending on your new hire role, sometimes can be on the job as well. And for orientation, you usually learn it from HR, but from onboarding, you tend to learn from your mentor, your coworker, supervisor. Next is workforce diversity. Workforce diversity create an environment that allow people from different race, gender, age, and everything that to come together and access job very well as fair and positive treatment for all employees. And so diversity basically the different is the ingredient and the things is that there's inclusion that bring people together and to make that mix good. So with diversity you need inclusion to make it work as well. So diversity gives you like different people and different ideas, so you need to be able to train them, and then inclusion is you include all of the diverse people together. Thank you.
Questions? Any questions for this group? If no questions, I give you about 10 minutes. Get together in the group and answer question number 1 and number 2.
Ciao. Beautiful. Because today we have a lot of time. Training we still manage between.
We can go through like